The Hub Radio.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Relationship, Love, and Religion. I am your host, so to speak. I've been trying not to be a host, but I'm your host, Hub City Dre. And we have our got a nice little panel today, another diverse panel. I have my man Aleem Hagan over here from New Black Wall Street. We have Shona. I got it.
Yes.
Shona over here. We have Miss Latrice, Lena, Miss Sherry, DJ Count over here, and we all gonna chime in on some of these topics, man. We try to attack every subject here with relationship, love, and religion. And so for relationships, man, we are gonna talk to a polyamory couple. And
He's still having difficulties with that.
Without, yeah, did I say it right though?
Polyamorous.
Polyamorous.
Yes.
Polyamorous couple.
Yes.
Shona.
He gonna get it by the end of the
Shona
day.
is out of time. We were talking about it's the laziness of the tongue. You know, I didn't want to flex those mouth muscles.
It's okay.
So, in any event, man, we're gonna talk about that. We also have religion. We're gonna talk. Can two people with two different belief systems coexist in a relationship? So, can your Muslim be with your Catholic, or can your Buddhist be with your Jehovah's Witness? You know, and so forth. But the first thing we're gonna do, man, just to break the ice, we're gonna have a box of questions, or in this case, a Tupperware. Of questions, man. And we're gonna pass this thing around, and everyone's gonna get to read one, and we're gonna take 3 answers, and then we're gonna go to the next one. But it's a few of us. Cool. All right. So let's go with Sherry first. Can we bring that microphone over this way?
So, is it okay for a woman to have multiple partners versus a man that has multiple partners?
Okay.
Well, I'm just reading the way it is, but I think they mean, you know, is it
acceptable?
Is it acceptable for a woman to have multiple partners as it is for a man?
Well, the first answer I want to get obviously would be from the polyamorous person here.
You don't want me to save that answer?
I mean, you might as well kick it off. Let's get this thing going.
That's funny. I mean, it's for me, no. It's not a problem. It just really all depends on the individual. So, you know, it takes the question is open-ended. Is it knowing, or, you know, or is he cheating, or is he sneaking? That's a very open-ended question, but
okay. On an honest front.
I think they just mean in general. Like, is it a real double standard?
It's not socially acceptable, I don't think. In my community, it is, but it's in society, no. You know, so. But I can get into more of that when we.
Of course.
Yeah.
Sherry, what you think?
I agree. I think there's definitely a double standard. Absolutely.
Since you going to the next one, what you think?
Well, I mean, I don't see a problem at all. I mean, if it's, you know, if a man can have multiple partners, why a woman can't have multiple partners? I mean, what's the difference? What's the difference?
It's a huge difference.
One's taking, one's giving, one's receiving. Like, does that matter?
I mean, if they're not if they're in a, like you said, it's an open end. If it's a relation, if you're in a relationship, there's an issue. Right. But if you're single and you have multiple partners,
I mean, would you naturally encourage their sons to go out and soil their royal oats? Are you saying that to your daughter?
I would say that. that. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I would say that. I would say, you just
you would tell your daughter to.
I wouldn't say just go lay down with a bunch of cats at the same. Not that. But I would say do not settle. I mean, do not just. Don't
be happy with one penis.
Right. Because if you get that one cat and then you miss out on that other cat, then I agree. I'm just that's being just open. Okay, that's it being realistic. We all want our daughters to never have sex ever in their lives. But that's not realistic. But I'm saying, I would tell, just like I tell my sons, you got one girlfriend? I would tell her, you got one boyfriend? Like that. So, I would say the same. I would have to be across the board. Right. I would not want my daughter to be with one riding cat and miss out on Mr. Goodbar around the corner. See what I'm saying? I need her to go ahead, and if it takes she had a little vaginal work, then that's what it is. Then I mean, It's I'm just saying.
Go to the next question. Count.
Okay, but
Next
we're
question.
gonna do the ladies first.
No, you gotta
Okay. Well, okay.
You pull the next
Well,
question.
hold that, and then I'll grab this. Okay, I'm going deep.
All right.
I'm going deep. I'm going to the bottom. That's where the good ones are. Deep. At the bottom. And I know where you hide the good ones at. Right there. Yes, sir. Now I might need my Walgreens on. Okay. All right.
Your wall.
Right. Jesus. Do you date someone? Okay. Who wrote this? Okay. Do you date someone if they don't have a job? Do you date someone if you don't have a job?
Okay. I definitely don't think you should be expecting to date anybody that has a job when you don't have a job. Or maybe that is the...
Well, that's the come up.
The yin
But
and yang.
I mean, that's the winning part.
Is
But
that the
you
balance?
know what? Let me tell you something. In my life, I've dated someone without a job, but they had ambition. See what I'm saying? They didn't have the job, but their goals were incredible.
But,
You know what I'm saying? They was motivated.
how often did they obtain these goals?
But you know what? That was it. Right. That's it. That was. But
Are they dreams or are they goals?
There was dreams and goals, but then when the dreams they become elongated, it's 6 months down, then we doing a year, and you still dreaming, then that's when you have to have a discussion. But yeah, I do believe that you should, the job situation should not be an issue if you're motivated and your spirit is right and you are trying and you got the goals. Of course, go ahead.
I think income is important. I don't
Right.
care about the job. Income.
Income.
If you're getting some type of money.
Yeah, or even if you just trying, if you saying, look,
No.
okay, I'm gonna give you a shot. If you talking, and I see what you're trying to do, I'm with you. But you have to
For how long,
obtain,
though?
right? But I'm saying there is an expiration date on that.
Yeah.
So if you just going on and just dragging it
No,
on,
see, you can't jump into a relationship accepting it at
Something
one
to-
point and then expecting it to change at another.
well,
Like, if you
okay,
expect-
just say if you met somebody,
come
if
in
you meet somebody on the bus stop, and they say, well, you know what, I'm saving, and then I know what I want, and I'm almost there. Do you say, talk to me when you get there?
No.
Or did you just say, okay, well, come on and get in
Keep
the
in
car,
touch.
and then we'll roll?
I
See what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. The question is crazy. I don't want to take up, but I'm saying, yes, I will. There was someone who doesn't have a job, because as long as your spirit is full of ambition. Okay, and of course I would date somebody if I didn't have a job, because that's the winning part. Okay.
Can you?
My answer is kind of two-sided. I mean, if this was 20 years ago, my answer would probably absolutely. We can build, whatever together. But at this day and age, I'm a little pretentious. You got to come to the table
With something.
with at least where I am or higher. But if you're transitioning from one situation to another, then okay, I can work with that. But like she said, your transition, there has to be a timeline on your transition. Right. I'm not talking about being a couch potato sitting on my couch or your couch for a year when you're not getting out, pounding the pavement and doing what it is that you need to do to make that transition. That's just
The taco stands are always hiring.
yeah.
The sign flip. You ain't can flip signs. End of the winter, beginning of the spring. It's on the trees.
Liberty tax.
Oh, okay. Right.
Oh dear. Do you bring your children around your side chick, side guy?
Ooh.
That's a good one.
Who wrote that? Ooh.
Personally, from past experiences, I was a single mom. I did not bring anyone around my daughter until she graduated from high school and was on her way to college.
Awesome.
She never met anybody that I was involved with. Did I bring them to the house? Absolutely. Was she there? Absolutely not. So I never involved her, regardless if it was the situation was serious, or when I mean serious, we dated for 3 years, and he's like, when am I going to meet your daughter? Never.
Awesome.
Why do you need to meet my daughter? You're dating me. You're not dating my daughter. So and that was a personal decision from just childhood things that I went through as an individual, as a child. I just decided that just would not happen. I would never bring anybody around her.
But that question says side
Side
chick.
chick or
Like,
side
so
guy?
that, and
Well, she wouldn't even let them mean the main one.
Right.
That would be no side one.
right, but I'm just
You also
saying,
right,
it's
say
like,
side chick but no, I wouldn't.
Like,
Side chick, main
That
chick,
part.
main
Yeah.
guy.
yeah,
To clarify
that's.
things, yeah.
It depends on the age. Okay.
I don't think that's cool.
All the way up to they tell. They start telling.
The
I
side
can't say
chick,
that I haven't done it.
She can watch them.
the side dude, like
No.
She can babysit.
again, that question is it's different for me. So
Yes, okay, so in your case, you're probably amorous. Did I say that
he
right?
cannot say this name.
No,
to
we
save
want to
his
write
life. For me, we have collectively 9 kids, 8 kids altogether between me and both boyfriends. So we choose not to bring the little kids. My older kids do know about.
They know both of your relationships.
I mean, one lives in the house, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, so it's a little different for I'm in a relationship. He's not like
So they're not your side dude.
no, he's not like the booty dude.
Is there like is there a side? Well, damn. I
Not
wanna
for
get
me.
into it. Okay.
It's never a side guy. He's quite,
all in those.
yeah, it's all out and open.
Oh, I got so many questions. I got so many questions for you. So many questions for you. All right, let's go.
So.
She's like, no.
How does two people with different faiths have a successful relationship and marriage? Separation of church and state. Does anybody watch Grey's Anatomy?
Yeah.
Okay, so on Grey's Anatomy, you have a couple who the wife is the head of
Catholic.
the hospital, and then the husband is a nurse. He's the head nurse, and so there are things that go on within the job that they have to keep separate. I just think that if you are going to be two people with different faiths, then you may need to just leave religion out of your relationship. I don't know how, but I mean, if that's even possible, because I mean, the question is, can two people with different faiths have a successful relationship? So evidently they're trying. So I guess just don't bring up religion. You know?
And I think in most cases, if most religious people, that like is the cornerstone of their marriage.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you have different religion or different belief systems, then that whole marriage thing is a different. You view marriage differently. You know what I mean?
You
And
view marriage differently, and
you
then
handle
also
it
you
different.
have family who is going to say, well,
Right.
hold on, we don't believe in God. Like, we don't celebrate Christmas. What's going on? Because it, again, in Grey's Anatomy, there's a couple, one doesn't believe in God and one does. And it's like, okay, well, you know, I want to celebrate Christmas and I want to go to church. And he's like, well, I don't want to get married in church. I don't even believe in God. So, I mean, to be honest, a successful relationship, let alone a marriage, I don't personally see it happening if you guys don't even at least have a faith in something. If you don't believe in a higher being, there's no way that you can coexist in a marriage and it last and be successful unless it's scientifically proven wrong. I couldn't see it.
What you
It's
think
like
on?
they'll be equally yoked.
Okay. Want to take the mic? I mean, you want to?
No, that's all I had to
But let
say.
me get some.
Yeah, go ahead. I like him. He's
Right, right. Okay, let me get on.
So funny.
It is difficult, and you do have to have a level of tolerance and understanding. You know, but for it to be a 100, like 50-50, which is what, you know, a marriage is supposed to be, not 50, 100, but it is missing parts. It is missing parts. Like I said, when it comes to the celebrations or even the beliefs, then there is going to be controversy or there's going to be some type of step back with that. So if you're willing to deal with that, with the missing pieces, I could say it will work, but it won't be 100. You know, there's you're going to fall short somewhere, and there's going to be some type of disagreement or just some type of shortcoming somewhere along the line. But I guess love conquers all, and if you're willing to get past that in the name of love, then it can work. But 100, no. There's always gonna be a missing piece.
I think you either have religion or you don't have love. If it's going to be two different belief systems, it's going to be one or the other. Like it's either like we 100% believe in this, or we're not even gonna go into that. And I'm gonna do love and not gonna do religion. And I don't know if that works for everybody, but
I believe, my opinion is different. I do believe it could work because I believe that people make compromises for people they really want to be with and that they love.
But you compromise Jesus,
Right.
you compromise Buddha.
Like,
Stop smoking.
not
It ain't gonna be.
Yeah,
You're not gonna have no golden statues in my house.
Right.
You're not gonna be no little dude. We gonna
if we
leave oranges
talk
on.
about those things, I do believe that there can be mutual respect. That's just my opinion. I do believe if you respect.
When the 25th comes, you got to make a decision.
Right,
We're
that's
talking
what-
about it, but then once the day come or whatever comes, it's Ramadan. You got to starve with this cat. He's like, I'm not. That's on you. You know what I'm saying? We're cooking up in here, right? You know what I'm saying? He got to go over his mama house, for 30 days or whatever. I don't even know how long.
Like every morning, you gotta wake up to the smell of pork bacon.
Right,
No.
But then you're not compromising. If you know that, for example, I've been there. If you know that your partner does not eat pork, I'm not gonna fry bacon around. Yeah, or I'm gonna do turkey or something like that. That's what I mean.
Okay, but that's simple. But I'm talking about the religion of that, the real part. When you got the stuff you got to give up as far as like Jesus and Muhammad. You got to make a decision.
But I don't think you would ask the person to give it up. I think you would just have conversations about what aspects are important. Would it offend you if I go to my parents' house for Christmas and you just stay home?
I do have a friend who's a Jehovah Witness, and his wife is Christian. I don't know how they do it, but they make it work. And they've been married for over 5-6 years, so it works for them. Yeah. Yeah, he celebrates nothing. So, and they have kids. So that's what I'm like. And she wants to, so he'll allow her to do birthdays and Christmas and, he's the husband, so,
Go for it, Lynn. Yeah.
I think it depends on the level of consciousness, because just because you have a religion, that is the symbol. The substance is your application. So if you have someone that is a Catholic that is just very nonchalant involved, and you have someone that is a Buddhist that personally believes that everyone is walking their own spiritual path and they don't judge what that person believes is. So I think to the extent of their belief and their involvement of it, and then looking at certain religions that clash because of culture, like say for instance, I've dated plenty of women that are Christians, and I can deal with that. But when it comes to the inclusion of white supremacy aspect of it, then that's when I have the issue. So she's willing to get rid of the white aspects of the involvement of it, then we can do that, because I can see it's like this. If I was taught in my house how to get to 7 is 5 and 2, and the sister, the only thing that she was taught in her house is 3 and 4, I'm not going to be upset with her because that's how she was taught.
Right.
You know what I mean? Okay. And so she would have to respect that as well and focus on other things, because I think ultimately the religion just represents our spiritual walk and the type of consciousness and character that we have. So I just think that it depends on your involvement in the particular religion.
What is the white aspect of it? What is white supremacy?
The white aspects of it is that if I walk into your home and we are black people and you have the picture of Caesar Borgia on the wall and you think that that is Jesus and that is historical fallacy, then we have to take that picture down. I'm not going for that. I'm not going for taking my beautiful little black kids and putting them on the lap of a fat white man from the North Pole and telling them that he's going to give you a present when I busted my butt that year to bring my children a present.
What about black Santa?
And I'm Santa. I'm Santa in my house.
There is the option. You go down in the Lemur Park and get a whole bunch of black.
There's a lot of black Santas in the Lemur Park.
You're right.
All right, last question, Lee. Can you do that one for us? Aline, can you step? Well, no, it's fine. We're not gonna get you on camera. It's fine. Go ahead.
Okay. If your mate changes their faith after marriage, what do you do?
You ain't loyal. These girls ain't loyal. What? You got a response? Okay.
I believe it just depends on what it is. If you go from, I don't know, believing in a higher power to devil worship or something, then I'm concerned.
What if I
She
go
becomes
from,
Wicca.
What if I go from Christian to aliens? That's a belief system.
I think I can work with that as long as it's within a certain mental health paradigm. As long as as you're not having a psychotic break.
You gotta build a capsule in the backyard.
Yeah, we might.
Right.
Yeah,
Foil hats.
yeah,
I don't know,
yeah.
man.
Because I'm always down for raising your consciousness. If you read something or you just feel somewhat like, man, I really think this is truth. I think this is gonna make me a better person.
Yeah, I think that happens a lot, and like especially with just people growing up. I think 10 years ago I didn't think the same way I did. So
Yeah, we're constantly changing and evolving as people. So you may grow up. I know for me, I grew up in the South. I grew up where women wear skirts, you don't wear pants. This wouldn't be acceptable in Mississippi. I couldn't do this out home, So, you get up, you grow up and you become this person, and you're constantly evolving. The things that I believed then, I went to Catholic school, but then I practiced Baptist, and I'm not the same little girl anymore. So if I change, like you said, I think it just depends on the level of what you're doing. Are you doing something to a sane level? Is it something that's going to compromise you as a person, or is it something that you really researched, you feel a way about it? Like I'm not sure who talked about like Buddhism and having Big Buddha, but I just came back from Thailand, and those are some of the most peaceful, loving people. I've never had such a sense of like people that just love one another, respect one another. And so if someone were to turn to Buddhism, not saying I would, but I look at it differently now being there than I did before.
Having that
I went.
experience.
Exactly.
Yeah, experiences teach you a lot.
To touch on that, just give you a piece of what's going on with me, is that my son who I raised, Chris, and I what I did with him was, I'm a Christian. I'm all about Christ. Okay, I know what it is. So he went to college and he came back and he got stories about how Jesus is not real and the Bible's not this. And I'm trying to, and it's taking me back. Like, okay, well, where'd you get this from? And so in college, I guess he just, people was talking to him and they just, just turned him all the way around. And now he's back in my house telling me, you know that, and I'm like, bruh, I'm not trying to hear all that. Okay, because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for, my Jesus. So it kind of rubs me the wrong way, because I know what I went through and I know what got me there. And I'm saying Jesus, but it just might have been me, but I'm gonna blame it on Jesus. But with him, his thing, what I see him going through, I think you need to come on back. Yeah, I need to come on back, because what you dealing with has got you.
So are you
not
Are you
good.
suggesting that Christians don't go through anything?
I've been through it, so I'm here. That's what I'm saying. Come on through. But what you telling me that Jesus ain't real and this and that, the Bible's fake and this and all that stuff, bruh, and you sleeping on the couch, I'm like, okay, I think you might need to get a little Jesus in your heart and you get him to get on your feet. Because I don't know. I'm just saying, when he went away, he was full of Jesus, and he was nice and thick. And now he came back frail and not believing in God. So I'm like, okay, well, I think you need to come on back and grab this Bible. So I'm just saying that, it does change. And with me, I'm looking at him different. And I it would change a whole life. If I was in a relationship and they just all of a sudden stop, I was going to have to go ahead and continue getting this bread in Jesus' name. And while you over there, just getting thinner and thinner, I'm gonna just separate myself and say, hey, God is waiting, but you ready? Okay, so I'm just saying it does make a difference. I need these blessings, and if you're blocking them, then you need to go home somewhere else. Okay. Anybody else? Any questions? In Jesus' name.
In
You
Jesus'
okay?
name.
Because I can't. I'm gaining weight and you losing weight.
We'll take a break, man. We gonna when we come back, we're going into our relationship aspect of the show where we talk to Shauna. Come on, say it for me.
Shauna.
I said it that time. Shauna.
Polyamory.
Polyamory.
What's the initials for that? PA?
No. It's polyamory.
We'll be right back.